All right. Welcome to day one of our intentional tech workshop. I apologize, I'm getting on a few seconds late, but I'm excited to dive in tonight and kind of give you a preview of what we're going to cover over the next couple of days and give you a little snapshot of ways that you can set your classroom up for success with little digital learners in implementing these intentional tech systems and procedures. All right. So let me join you here on screen and we'll get started. So tonight we're going to start with systems for success. This is going to be an outline of priority of systems that I recommend. And it's not going to be a breakdown of each individual aspect of the systems. We just simply don't have time for that. But hopefully it's a good starting point. And if there's one thing you can take away from tonight, then we'll consider it a success. All right. So what we're going to cover tonight is myth number 3. If you have been with us the past 2 Wednesdays, we went into myth 1 and 2. Myth number 3 regarding or surrounding tech integration is that the use of technology makes my job harder. I get it. It can, but when you're doing it the right way, it does it at exactly the opposite. Then we're going to dive into the definitions to clarify between systems, procedures, and routines. Today, we're going to go over systems a little bit. Tomorrow, we're going to go more in depth with the routines, like small groups, center rotation, things like that. I'm going to recommend the top 5 systems that you start with and focus on, and I'm going to give you examples more in depth on 3 of them. And then tips and tricks. Any other advice that we can dive in, you can hop into the comments and I will try, and I'm not great at reading them as I go, but if not, I will respond back after. Okay. So I want to hear it. What is the one thing that you are proud of this year or today? It doesn't have to be in the classroom. It could be anything. It being a Monday evening, we have a long week ahead of us, but you are working into a break coming up, and I just want to hear the positive. We have a lot of negative communication going on around education right now, rightfully so, but let's lift each other up. So feel free to connect and leave a positive thing that you're proud of. Okay, so like I had mentioned, myth number 3 is that the use of technology makes our job harder. In reality, the efficiency that technology provides does just the opposite. And I'm going to give you some kind of ideas today, but the opportunities are endless for this. And something to keep in mind as we go through is simple systems equal success. Don't overcomplicate it. Like I said, I'm going to suggest some things. Take one thing and try and implement it into your systems in the classroom or daily life. Okay. So why systems matter? You can see that this image of the quicksand. If we don't get a hold on our systems and where and why and how we want to accomplish things within the classroom, then you're going to constantly feel like you're trying to keep your head above water or not be sinking into the quicksand. So I kind of visualize it as a funnel. Your focus is to have a simple system, which will in turn equal a strong system. Strong systems increase automaticity and build habits. And then when you have automaticity or those habits instilled, then you become more efficient because it takes less brain power or working power to implement different procedures in the classroom. That goes for yourself as a teacher and then as well as for your students. That's why you'll always hear me say something in the liking of same task, same activity, but different content. Okay, so a system versus routine. System is a set of principles or the actual routines themselves according to which something is done versus a routine, which we'll get into different kinds of routines for tech tomorrow, is a set of actions that are consistently taken to uphold the overall system. So the way I see it is like system is your expectations, how you want things to run, and the routines are kind of the rules that you follow. The stronger the system, the more effective the routine. Okay, so the top 5 systems, what are they? Like I said, there are plenty more out there, but in my experience, these in order of importance are the top 5 systems that I needed in a primary classroom to be successful with, well, just in general, and then with tech integration as well. So to start off, and at the top of our mountain is organization. Organization is important in all other aspects of all other systems. So that is one thing to really focus on and master. Then classroom management, teacher productivity, lesson planning, and communication. So having a system, 5 systems, one for each of those, surrounding how you plan to go about it throughout the year, throughout the week, throughout the day, is really important to your success. So I'm going to jump into the top 3. The first one, like I said, organization, the heart of any system. Okay, so this goes to like that physical organization of your tech tools and manipulatives, as well as any classroom resources that you have. So a couple of weeks ago, I went over the headphone storage and the charging. Those are some ways, there's so many ways on Pinterest that you can go about doing it the budget-friendly way. If you're tech department or school district does not have the resources to provide for you. And then over here tomorrow, you're going to hear a lot about me talking about table bins. This is how tech is stored, or I recommend tech being stored in some sort of table bin throughout the day, not a matter of taking them out each time you want to use them from your big charging dock, but taking them out every morning, and this is a class job or role, and putting whoever's sitting at that table, their iPads are in that table bin, and we set it on the table. So the iPads are on the table, accessible all day. That removes a sense of novelty, and it also increases the efficiency and I'm losing my word, but in which we can do our rotations or complete our work. So always having it accessible, and then those same students will take the bins and put them back in the charging case and charge them that evening. So this is a big aspect. And then for centers, we did our manipulatives in bins, nothing you haven't seen before, and the thematic units, but knowing where everything is, because the way I set up all of the routines in the centers, just having those manipulatives to switch out is really helpful. And I just use Ziploc bags for everything else and a nice Sharpie. Okay, in classroom management, everyone has their own style. We talked about this a little bit last Wednesday. The key is to being consistent across the board, whether or not tech is involved. So there shouldn't be a tech time or a computer lab or anything like that. It should just kind of be seamless throughout the day, and your expectations should transfer across any sort of activity, whether or not there is tech involved. All right, and then I have some examples here. This is going to be the last system we're going to cover tonight. Like I said, it's just kind of a quick dive in, and I did not update that right there, but teacher productivity. This is where if we can be organized and productive in our lesson planning and our resource accumulation, that's going to up a lot of the efficiency. A lot of you have recorded lessons or activities from last year and the previous year, and finding ways to utilize that in an in-person classroom is really beneficial. And then you'll find if you put and invest the time now into creating these systems, being able to recall or reuse things in the future will be so easy. You'll know where they are, you'll know how to do it. Okay, so 4 things that I would recommend for productivity is Canva. So Canva is free for educators. What's nice about it is it's kind of its own little hub of design. So rather than doing everything on PowerPoint or in Word or even in Google Drive, you can be in Canva, and that doesn't take up any of your storage space, and you have access to it everywhere. They are continuously updating with different integrations in which you can send out activities or newsletters or anything. You can make clickable little mini websites to send to parents. Like, the opportunities there are endless, and I will work on diving into that in the future. Seesaw, being organized in Seesaw can help your productivity, because if you know and you label your activities a certain way, if you're using Seesaw, if you label it a certain way, you'll know how to recall that the next year or the next unit, and you can just copy those activities. So being organized and intentional when you create activities in regards to the title or the folders you put them in is beneficial. Then Google Drive, you can folders. It depends on how your brain works and what your process is, but I use a lot of color coding and emojis. And then Chrome extensions. I am a fan of a lot of Chrome extensions, but I will give you just a couple that I find really beneficial, and you can look them up. The idea of Chrome extensions is to make your job easier if you're using Chrome. But if you have 1,000 Chrome extensions, the likelihood of you using them, not so much. Okay.
All right.
All right, so right here you can see all of my folders that I have, and I've color coded them. And then any folder I have within a folder, I also work on color coding. Um, and then the colors mean different things depending where you're at, just for my system. And in order to color code, you would just go down, right click, and click change colors. So for example, if it's going to be something that's in progress, it could be red or yellow. If it's something that you completed, it could be green. Whatever system works well for your brain is the way to go. And then I also use emojis to help me quickly process where I am and be able to find everything. If I'm not able to find something, or I don't know what folder I put it in, because maybe it goes in 2 different folders, I will just search the drive. But this is probably the best way for me to process everything. I keep hard copy saves on my desktop of some things, but I like have a running brain dump doc of everything, just if I need to get it off my mind onto paper, and then I can move forward. It helps with procrastination as well.
Okay, so with that, let me get back on here. With that and being in Google Drive, like I said, it frees up all of your working space. I don't know how outdated your actual teacher tech is, or if it's outdated, but having access to it everywhere, and then also being able to share, you'll see in just a minute, be able to share it with your colleagues is awesome, and they can share it with you and with live links and such. Okay, and then this is just a fun little one. I'm going to go through it quickly, but to customize your links on your desktop, you can create little images in Canva, and then I will go through. I don't know if I can mute it on here. Let's see. You're going to want a PNG file with a transparent background. Okay, so I'm going to post this video in a little bit with the actual full details, but you would download it as a transparent background, and then you would go ahead and open them just in preview if you're working on a Mac, and Command A will select all of that image just the way it is. And then let's see if I can get to the part where... And then you would open up, press get info on your whatever folder you want to label. And I am going to click on this folder up in the upper left-hand corner, and you can see it kind of selects it. So if I'm off, it's not highlighted. Now it's highlighted, and simply click Command V, and it will replace the image. Now you can see that transparent image right there, and it is as easy as that. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so it cut off the transparent image. But anyways, if you want to do custom images for students on different programs or things like that, you can do the same routine there. Oh, I didn't put the other one in, rats. Okay, let me see if I can stop sharing real quick and give you the other. One moment.
All right, so
where is it? Okay, so too zoomed in on my face. Okay. Golly gosh. Okay, so the last tip for productivity and organization is doing lesson planning of some sort in your Google Drive. Let me make sure it's up there. Okay. So this is from last year, and I was co-teaching, and then we also had a grade level partner. And what we did is we created a template that followed just our simple outline for the week. And we would go, you can see it progresses throughout, but we would go in and just put in our routine and hyperlink all of our songs, all of our videos, our read alouds, anything we needed in the math curriculum. And it being right here on the Google Drive was so helpful. Even our brain breaks. That way we're not wasting time sifting through websites or anything like that. We are just going directly to where we need to go. And then this year, having this resource and knowing exactly what we did and with all of the hyperlinks right there makes it so much easier. So yes, it's going to take a little bit more time initially, but it pays off tenfold. So I will try and link some of the kind of format that we use. It's simple. You just kind of follow whatever your schedule is, but the key is having it be a shared document with your grade level if you choose, and then having those resources hyperlinked for you so that you don't have to mess around with that. Okay, then let's see. All right, so I have ran out of time for tonight because I have to jump on mom duty. But I'm so happy that you guys joined us. I will dive deeper into routines tomorrow, specifically how to do or how to be successful, some tips and tricks with small group routines and center routines, and how to get them running like a well-oiled machine. So I hope you join me tomorrow right here, same time. Same place, and we will continue on this journey of intentional tech in the classroom with our little learners. Have a great night.